Table A, item number 9 of the land title survey specification. People call them ALTA surveys. What does Table 9 cover? Table 9 covers parking. Parking spaces, one of my least favorite Table A items, but it is almost always checked on the requested Table A items. So what is it? Why do you need it? What do I have to do if you ask for it? Let's answer all those questions. So I'm going to read the actual Table A item 9 language directly from the table. So Table A, item 9 says number and type, for example, disabled, motorcycle, regular, and other marked specialized types of clearly identifiable parking spaces on surface parking areas, lots, and in parking structures. What does that mean in plain English? All right, so I'm going to break that down for you a little bit into 4 parts. First of all, they say the number of parking spaces. What does that mean? That means I got to count. I got to count parking spaces. They want to know how many, right? Why me? Why the surveyor? Why not the building inspector or the appraiser or the real estate broker? I don't know. People don't trust their math skills. I don't know. They asked the surveyor to do it. I literally go out and count parking spaces. Okay, so that's the first part, the number. So I got to get a count. Okay, then they want to know the type. So they want to know how many of each type. What do you mean type? Type of parking spaces? Yes, type. So not all parking spaces are created equal. You may not have known that, but it's true, right? So the most common example that people are familiar with is a disabled parking space, okay? But there's truck parking, there's motorcycle parking, there's drop-off and pickup parking, there's street-side parking, there's on-site parking. I mean, you could probably think of 4 more different types of parking spaces at least. Okay, so I not only have to count the total number of spaces, I have to count how many spaces of each type. Fun times. Okay. By the way, when I do that, when I count the types of spaces, I'm not going to guess. Because what that usually means is it has to be painted on the ground or there has to be a sign, right? I'm not going to guess. If there isn't paint or a sign, then I'm probably going to count it as a regular space. The one exception to that might be if it's like RV or truck parking and I can tell from the size, or bus parking. If I can tell from the size of the space, I may indicate that. Okay, the other thing they want to know is they want to know where are those parking spaces? Are they on surface lots? It's not super clear from the Table A, but I think what they're talking about there is improved parking lots, because then they say surface areas. I think that's unimproved, so that'd be like gravel. Okay, and also in parking structures, so those are like parking garages. So I got to count all that. I can't skip the parking garage. If there's a parking garage, and yes, I've actually walked through parking garages counting spaces. It's fun times. Okay, the next part is they say on here, this is important, they say clearly identifiable parking spaces. What does that mean and why do they have to say that? Okay, what that means is I'm not going to guess at what a parking spot is or what a parking space is. Like, I need paint. I need paint on the ground, okay, or a sign at least. But if I don't have parking stripes, I'm not guessing, right? So I don't take the area of a field and divide it by the dimensions of a typical parking space and come up with a number. That's not how it works. They got to be clearly identifiable. All right, so why? Why is this a Table A item? Why do people make the licensed land surveyor go out with a clipboard and count parking spaces? That's because in some places, parking spaces are very valuable. So for example, in the Bay Area, especially when you're anywhere near downtown, parking spaces are super valuable. And in fact, I've been involved in cases as an expert witness where people are getting sued over parking spaces. So parking is really important, especially in urban areas. They have an impact on the value of the parcel, and that's why the bank will check Table A, item 9, parking spaces. Now you know, good times. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next Table A video.